Welcome to Echoes from the Mountain, Creative Sparks, the podcast where we explore the incredible power of hobbies and crafts and the natural world to nurture our mental health. I'm your host, Loraine from Gracious Mountain Therapies, and I believe that the passions we pursue outside of our daily routines can be our strongest allies in finding joy, building resilience, and weathering life's storms. Today, I am welcoming my mother, June Heaton, for a chat about the art of embroidery, just one of the crafts she can be found doing today. June will be 90 in July this year, and although she suffers with macula, where she has lost the sight in one eye, and also her mobility is not as good as it used to be, she continues on with determination and a sense of humour. Can you tell me about the crafts or hobbies that you really enjoy doing?
I enjoy doing Chinese art, and I thoroughly enjoy doing needlework.
Okay, what sort of needlework do you like?
I like doing embroidery, making my own clothes.
How old were you when you started doing embroidery?
About 9, 10, something like that.
And was that at home or at school? Where was it?
Both. We had to do it at school. We had to do samplers at school. We learnt cross stitch, blanket stitch, French knots, all satin stitch, all the normal things.
You did that at school. Did you also do that at home?
Definitely.
And what sort of things were you embroidering at home?
I embroidered cushion covers for my mum. Mum used to go down to Woolworths when she could afford it, and she used to buy me a silk skein of embroidery thread, but I had to be very careful because they were expensive and Mum couldn't afford it. So she bought a tablecloth, and she bought me 4 skeins. There was 2 greens, 1 pink and 1 blue, and I had to make those last.
How long did they last you?
I think I got just over halfway through the corners of the tablecloth, and then I had to wait until Mum could afford to get some more thread.
So how long did the tablecloth take to complete?
Oh, that's a good one. To be honest, I can't remember, but I know it went through the summer.
Can you tell me, have you ever considered using your, the embroidery or any of the other hobbies that you do to manage stress or difficult times in your life?
Well, I think it's exactly that, because going back, we only had the radio. We didn't have, as I say, mobile phones, televisions, or anything like that. And so, yes, I think we did use it a lot with stress, which is what I always think about the children today. And, you talk about mindfulness and things like that. Our minds were fully occupied by doing needlework and knitting and crochet and everything else. And we read a lot as well. But we learnt a lot. We had to do these things. And I personally believe that the occupation of those hobbies then keeps your head going and, and your mind going.
Do you find that when you're actually doing your embroidery that you have to really focus your mind?
Definitely, you do focus your mind. You focus your mind in the colouring, in the placement of the stitches, the shading, everything. Yes, you do. And there's different branches of embroidery, like crewel work and sort of smocking. There's all sorts of different aspects of embroidery.
Have you always done embroidery throughout your life? You mentioned a couple of the other things you do, like painting, but the embroidery, have you always done that?
I've had spaces where I've left it off, and done something else, like my Chinese art. I love doing that, but that's another aspect of my art life, as you were. But I've always said if I had my life over again, I would like to go to art college and learn a lot more. And I would definitely try and get into the London School of Embroidery for needlework.
Okay. That's been a passion of yours, has it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd love to have done that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do for a job? What did you do?
I was a shorthand typist and did clerical work, worked in the dockyard because I lived in Portsmouth, Gosport actually. And yeah, because in those days you had to earn money and there's no way you get away with not.
Okay.
Left school. I was lucky because my father allowed me to stay at school till I was 15, which was unheard of in those days. Because they left school at 14 and you went straight out to work.
And if you say you would have liked to have gone to the London School of Embroidery, if you had done that, what do you think? What sort of job do you think you would have managed to got?
Do you know? To be honest with you, I would have adored to do restoration work. You know, to go to Hampton Court and to actually do work on that, because going throughout my life, and it was through dancing actually, taking my granddaughter dancing, and I went into the Yvonne Arnaud in Guildford, and I repaired a lot of the costumes that those kids wore that came down from London. Well, they were allowed to. They came down from London, but a lot of them had hooks and eyes missing and threads coming out and all sorts of things. So I sat patiently while I was looking after the children, and I mended an awful lot of them, and I got a great deal of satisfaction out of that. And gold work is another stream that I would have loved to have done. The actual gold embroidery. Fantastic, fantastic work. Yeah, I would have dedicated my life to it. I'm sure I would.
For those listeners that didn't know, the Yvonne Arnaud was a theatre
Yes.
in Guildford. And so it was the costume side of it that absolutely fascinated.
Absolutely, yeah. It just got me. And as I say, I did. I made a lot of the costumes for the dancing school and things like that.
Okay. Have you found over the years, and I know you're nearly 90, that you have shared? Have you enjoyed sharing your creations and your crafting?
Definitely. I get a kick, a thrill out of giving somebody something that they appreciate and are thrilled with. And it's, I'm to be able to do a picture and put it on the wall, and as you walk past you think, that's a good one, I did that.
Okay. And you say you like to share and gift your creations.
Yeah.
And you're gifting your creations at the moment?
Yes. I've done tapestries which I've given to my grandchildren, and I'm embroidering sort of butterflies and other stuff that I want to give to my great-grandchildren.
I believe you've only got one eye that works properly. Yeah. Have you found that quite a challenge with your embroidery?
Well, yes, because I've got a very long needle threader, and I've got a magnifier with a light on, which I couldn't do without really. And as long as the light is bright and it's coming from behind me mostly, or right on the top and down, then Yeah, my eye gets tired and I have to close it quite often, which I sneakily sometimes nod off.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, well, you've got to rest your eye.
Okay, I'll remember that one. So you've obviously down to one eye. I know your mobility isn't fantastic. If you had some advice that you would like to give to other people your age, maybe slightly older, maybe younger, who find themselves with slight disabilities, what sort of advice would you give them?
Go for it.
Okay.
Do it. Don't give in.
Okay.
Fight it. Because I tell you what, when I first found out that I had macula, I was very angry and I wouldn't accept it, and I didn't accept it for a long time. And then I woke up one day and I thought, hey, you got macula, mate, get on with it. And so from that moment on, I started looking around for things that I could do. And it was one of my granddaughters was trying to find a tapestry that I did years ago. And over the years, they couldn't find it and they didn't know what happened to it. And so I thought to myself, I just wonder if I could make her one. And then I went online and I found that there was a big needle threader, and if I used that with the magnifier, I could actually do it and work it.
Okay.
And I did. And I made her a Chinese tapestry. And from then on, I've, gone great guns.
So you say that you would give people the advice to just go and do it.
Do it.
Is that in any of their hobbies?
Absolutely. Just don't give in. Okay, physically, if you're doing your hobbies running or something like that, I mean, there's no way I could run.
Okay.
Run away.
I think at 90, not many people would be running.
But you know what I'm trying to say. If you've got a hobby that you can use your mind and your hands and do it. Just do it. Just paint. Carry on. Don't give in. It's not worth it.
I would like to thank my mother June for wanting to take part in Creative Sparks and being happy to share her journey with us. If you have a hobby, a passion for the outdoors, or a simple love for crafting that has helped you through a tough time, I really would love to hear from you. Your experience could be the beacon of hope someone else needs to hear. You can reach out to me via email at loraine@graciousmountain.co.uk or find us on social media at Echoes from the Mountain or Gracious Mountain Therapies. Or why not visit the website on www.graciousmountain.co.uk. I am Loraine from Gracious Mountain Therapies, and you have been listening to Echoes from the Mountain, Creative Sparks. If you want to make sure you don't miss an episode, then please press the subscribe button. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please feel free to comment below. Next week, we will have a special D-Day episode of Creative Sparks, where we will hear how weaving, along with other hobbies, helped a shell shock sufferer. If you know someone who would enjoy the Echoes from the Mountain podcast and YouTube channel, then please share the links or look us up on social media channels such as Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube. Tomorrow is story time, and I am reading the second chapter from Heidi by Joanna Spyri. I hope you will join me. Till then, take care. Remember, you are not alone on this journey of discovery. Together, we can create a chorus of resilience.